Welcome to the Clean Care of New England's Disaster Restoration Show. Whether your commercial or residential property has sustained damages due to the negative effects of wind, fire, or water, you can count on Clean Care of New England to restore your property and personal possessions to its pre-disaster condition. 24 hours, 7 days a week. You can call Clean Care of New England at 1-800-892-7124. And now, your hosts of the show, Maya Helena and Bob Iovino.
Welcome to Clean Care of New England, Southern New England's central headquarters for disaster restoration. I'm Maya Helena, and this is my co-host, Bob Iovino. For the next half hour, Bob and I will be telling you about Clean Care's emergency care system.
Here at Clean Care of New England, we take pride in all the work that we do, no matter the size of the job, from small to large. Hopefully this is a once-in-a-lifetime occurrence for a disaster such as this for you. However, this is something we do every single day. That's why you need to call a professional restoration company that will act on your behalf quickly to minimize your loss. Clean Care of New England is a one-stop, family-owned and operated company with over 25 years of experience as a full-service restoration and reconstruction company. We at Clean Care of New England understand that if your home or business has fallen victim to a disaster, the first thing you want to do is try and restore order as quickly as possible. Our emergency response crews will be dispatched and respond in less than 2 hours, and we will work tirelessly to minimize your loss and protect your investment in order to return your home or business to pre-loss condition.
Let's go inside and take a tour of the facility and show our viewers how Clean Care responds when a disaster happens. Welcome to Clean Care of New England headquarters. This modern facility is the first point of response when a disaster happens. Our team project managers work directly with insurance adjusters on your behalf to settle your claim as quickly as possible.
Hello, Clean Care of New England. How may I help you?
All you need to do is make one phone call to our call center and we will coordinate an immediate response unique to your situation. Catastrophic damages caused by fires, floods, and windstorms can range from minor to severe. Homes or businesses that have been damaged need to be temporarily repaired as quickly as possible to minimize and prevent additional damage. You need to get a professional on scene as quickly as possible before further loss occurs.
So Bob, why should I choose Clean Care?
Well, first, with nearly 30 years of experience, Clean Care has become Southern New England's premier disaster restoration company. Our project managers will be at your location within 2 hours with our emergency teams and equipment to remediate the loss. Once the damages have been assessed, temporary emergency board-up services may be needed and temporary repairs to all structures affected may be required. Debris removal and an overall restoration of order to your property will be achieved.
So Bob, what if my home had soot or smoke damage?
Well, Maya, great question. We would actually begin with the newest technology of air purification systems. Soot and smoke removal will be achieved with the installation of our new hydroxyl and HEPA air filter cleaners. All of your personal effects that have been damaged and the entire contents of your property that has been damaged will be taken to our modern facility where they will be professionally cleaned and restored to pre-loss condition.
So Bob, that sounds like a lot. How do you go about the cleaning process?
Maya, that's a great question. Why don't we head into the heart of the facility? I'll show you how our divisions will clean your items back to pre-loss condition.
At Clean Care of New England, we are professionals at providing emergency services. Call Clean Care right now at 1-800-892-7124.
It was probably the most traumatic experience of our lives. My husband and I were getting ready to run errands that day and left the family room. And a few minutes later, I smelled smoke and hollered to my husband that I did smell smoke. The oxygen came in and the fire just literally exploded. It exploded across the walls. We had a suspended ceiling. It was on the ceiling, singed the top of my hair. And my husband and I just literally turned on our heels and ran out of the room, up the stairs, into the kitchen. I grabbed a phone to make a 911 call. My husband's screaming, "Get out, get out." I'm screaming into the 911 call, and the noise of the fire was incredible. The smoke filled the stairwell coming up from the family room, exploded into the kitchen, just filled the kitchen, filled the living room. By the time I was coming back downstairs from the bedroom level with my cat, I couldn't even see my husband, who was 15 feet away at the front door screaming for me. And this house filled with smoke so fast, and we sat in our neighbor's home and watched the house just burn. Smoke was coming out of every eave. It was pouring out of the chimney. Most of the windows had already blown out by that time. One of the windows in the family room exploded, and that's how our day started. It was 9 o'clock in the morning. Within minutes of the fire engines being here, a gentleman by the name of Bob Iavino came up, and I was not handling that particular day very well at that point in time, watching the house burn. I have to say, you meet special people in your life, and I would say that Bob Iavino is a special person. Literally from the first handshake, that man instilled such a sense of confidence and trust. You just had no choice. You felt calmer, you felt better, you felt like it really was going to be okay. He said, I'm here and I'm here to help you. Took the time to explain the whole process, had all of the contact information, for the major insurers available. So he was actually the one who gave us the phone number for our insurer. Firemen were here for about three and a half hours. They were getting ready to leave, and the house was still smoldering and black, of course. And Bob asked, he said, is there anything in the house before we board it up that you would like me to try and find? And I told him, I said, Bob, I said, we got out okay. I have my cat in my arms still. I said, but my wedding rings, I had taken them off to rinse off the coffee mugs, and I had left them on my desk, and I said, I don't imagine I'll ever see them again. It was my wedding band and a diamond engagement ring. And he said, no problem. And he goes back in this still smoldering black building, and 30 minutes later he comes out and he's covered with soot and he smells like the house, which is not a pleasant smell. And he had my 2 rings on his pinky. I couldn't believe that he could have, if I had asked for him to find, a dining room table, I wasn't sure he could have found it in that mess. And he found 2 rings. So there was absolutely no question who we were going to use, and it was the best decision we made.
Baker's a massive. Oh, Nigel, let Charles just pass it. He lets the rest line.
Take it outside, boys!
Johnson's down the right side. He crosses into a corner and shoots. Oh, no! Oh, brilliant.
Fire, water, natural disasters, and even mold. We take care of them all, anytime, day or night, from cleanup to reconstruction. When disasters happen, call CleanCare of New England.
Mom said take it outside.
Welcome back to the CleanCare of New England's Disaster Restoration Show. Whether your commercial or residential property has sustained damages due to the negative effects of wind, fire, or water, you can count on CleanCare of New England to restore your property and personal possessions to its pre-disaster condition. 24 hours, 7 days a week. You can call CleanCare of New England at 1-800-892-7124. And now, your hosts of the show, Maya Helena and Bob Iavino.
Welcome back to CleanCare of New England, Southern New England's central headquarters for disaster restoration. Bob, we're in the warehouse. Can you tell us a little bit about what's going on here?
As we enter this area, this actually becomes part of the heart of the business. It's broken up into several different areas. To your left here, you've got some carpet remnants. These carpets have been installed in homes and businesses after all the repairs have been done. To the right side, we actually get into some of the wood structure and items. These items will be utilized to secure a business or a home after the disaster has occurred. It's very important that you secure that property as fast as possible. You've got the weather to worry about, and you also have people that might come in, and then you've got to worry about liability issues.
And what happens if you don't secure the home right away?
Well, again, you can have problems with the weather, you can have problems with pests, but most importantly, you've had copper pipe stolen, the furnaces, the hot water tanks, and the property itself can be vandalized in areas that weren't even touched by the disaster. And unfortunately, if there's still contents that hasn't been removed yet, the contents can actually be, unfortunately stolen or vandalized as well.
That's really great advice, Bob. Let's take a look at the cleanup equipment. What does all this do?
Starting here on the lower portion, these are dehumidifiers. They're going to be used to dry out the water from a structure, whether it was a water loss or water used by the fire department to put out the fire. The light blue fans that you see behind there, they're actually your ACE fans. They're more of a directional fan. They can be used to dry out a wall structure or even dry out the ceiling if the water came from above.
This equipment can do a lot. What can a homeowner expect?
Well, again, in the old days when a structure got wet, you'd have to tear out the whole structure. Now we actually have the capability with this equipment. We can do what's called a flood cut. Depending on how deep the water was within the structure, we'll flood cut it at 2 feet or 4 feet, remove that drywall, expose the stud and the wood that actually frames the house. The fans will then blow inside the wall cavity to help dry out that structure. Once it's dry, we're going to treat it with an antimicrobial that's going to help prevent the growth of any mold.
Between Ernie and Bob, they were our advocates in dealing with the insurance company. They fought, and I know for a fact how hard and long they fought to establish a reasonable budget to rebuild this house, because it wasn't just fire damage, it was massive smoke and soot damage. By the end of that night, CleanCare had it completely boarded up. They had propane heaters, heat being forced in through one of the windows. They had contacted all the utilities were off. They had the house posted, they had tape all around because it wasn't safe to come in. We actually, believe it or not, got a decent night's sleep that night in a hotel. And they've worked with us every step of the way. He worked with me and really listened to what we hoped for the house. Every room that we go into, I can think of conversations that either Ernie and I or Bob and I had about what we wanted for this room, how we wanted it to function, how we wanted it to look. Really felt like it was a partnership the whole way. And as you're seeing, the house is, you walk inside and it's not 1960, it's 2012. It's a house that we never could have dreamt of getting from the ashes. They worked with us and stayed with us and picked through stuff with us. They gave us back a house better than what we expected, and instead I just got back this house that is beautiful.
Locks off right now. Now, once you come inside, again, long-term storage, all of the articles that you see here have to do with homes that are under repairs, okay? There's also some items in here that may be being held for the insurance company as evidence, depending on what they may be looking at. Now, the other thing is, the building itself has 3 full bank vaults in the building. Maya, as you can see, it's got a combination lock on it. It's definitely locked. The only one that has a combination is the president of the company. What's held inside these vaults are items such as furs, jewelry, firearms, and you can be rest assured that your valuables will be safe. Well, Maya, that takes care of the caged area here. And again, that was the second of the 3 bank vaults, and now you kind of understand why it was in the caged area for the extra security. What do you say we close this up and then we'll move on to the rest of the equipment?
Sounds great.
Okay.
At CleanCare of New England, we are professionals at providing emergency services. Call CleanCare right now at 1-800-892-7124.
fire, natural disasters, and even mold. We take care of them all, anytime, day or night, from cleanup to reconstruction. When disasters happen, call CleanCare of New England.
Let's take a look at some of the other equipment that we have here. In this aisle here, you've got a multitude of different types of equipment. But let's start on the first two top tiers. Those are your Force 9 fans. The great thing about those fans is if you're in a situation where you don't have a lot of power, the fans are only draw 1.5 amps. So you can jump them one to another up to 10 fans in a line.
Wow.
All right. Now, some of the other equipment that we have here is we've got some portable generators here in case the home or the business is out of power. Also, what we have down here are some ozone machines, some air cleaning machines. We also have some portable furnaces in case the home or the business has lost heat. But we also have our ice blasting machines down here.
What's an ice blaster?
Great question. You heard of sandblasting before, right?
Yes.
Well, the ice blaster uses small dry ice rice-sized pellets. We use it in two different applications. You can use it if you have severe cases of mold. We'll actually dry ice that mold, knock it off of the structure, but the best thing about using dry ice, there's no cleanup because by the time the ice hits the floor, it's already dissipated. The second application that we'll use it for is in the event of a fire. The structure may be heavily burned. We know the areas that have to be taken out and have new lumber put in, but then you have some areas that have some light charring or even just some heavy soot on them. We're gonna ice blast that. The wood's gonna actually come back to almost a pre-loss condition.
At CleanCare of New England, we are professionals at providing emergency services. Call CleanCare right now at 1-800-892-7124.
Fingers and flashes. Oh, Nigel, that's Charles's party. No, he left the rest line.
Take it outside, boys!
Johnson's down the right side. He crosses into a corner and shoots. Oh, no! Oh, brilliant.
Fire, water, natural disasters, and even mold. We take care of them all, anytime, day or night, from cleanup to reconstruction. When disasters happen, call CleanCare of New England.
Mom said take it outside.
Welcome back to the CleanCare of New England's Disaster Restoration Show. Whether your commercial or residential property has sustained damages due to the negative effects of wind, fire, or water, you can count on CleanCare of New England to restore your property and personal possessions to its pre-disaster condition. 24 hours, 7 days a week. You can call CleanCare of New England at 1-800-892-7124. And now, your hosts of the show, Maya Helena,
Hi, Maya.
and
Let's
Director of
continue our
Emergency Operations for CleanCare of New England, Bob Iovino.
Well, as we come into this section here, you're going to see all the crates. This is basically where all of the contents that come out of, the homeowner's home or a business owner, everything that's come out, it's going to be cleaned and stored here until the property's actually been fixed and it's ready to go back.
Oh, wow, great.
But I'd like to begin, if you don't mind, over here in our laundry division. Well, Maya, welcome to our laundry division. Okay. Basically, as you can see, you got different types of machinery here. Most important component is the exporter machine. What's unique about this machine is not only can it actually clean your normal clothes, your jeans, normal sweatshirts, things of that nature, this machine will actually clean your beddings, your pillows, your stuffed animals, leather goods, leather jackets, leather shoes, football equipment, hockey equipment.
What about silks and clothes that need special handling? Can this machine handle them as well too?
Great question. It does have the capabilities to do so. It's got a gentle cycle right in it. It's all a matter of how it's actually placed into the machine. There's different bags and different types of components that have to be placed in as well. What's unique about the machine is if you were to picture a pizza but stand it upright, the machine is actually broken into 8 different cages. Each cage will roughly hold approximately 20 pounds. So the machine in general will actually clean 160 pounds at a time. But what's great about it is it doesn't use the old style chemicals. Everything that it uses to wash is completely biodegradable and environmentally friendly.
Fantastic.
Now, let's head over to our dryers. And as you could see, you'd probably love to have one of these at home. But let me turn this off and we'll kind of go over some things. Right? What's great about these machines, if we go over to this one here that doesn't have anything in it, you'll roughly be able to get an idea of how big this machine is. This machine has the capabilities to dry roughly 75 to 80 pounds of clothing or material all in one shot. Okay? What the machines also have is, in the event that the machine was to overheat, it actually has a suppression system inside it. The water will actually dispense the fire. There'll be no harm to the building or people's contents.
Great.
Okay. Let's head over to our dry cleaning division.
All right.
Okay. All right. Now, as you can see, the dry cleaning machine here, the Aerotech, unbelievable machine. It's one of the first of its kind that is actually a wet dry clean machine. The old machines used to be a perk style machine, bad for the environment, needed all sorts of permits from the cities or towns. This machine here, being a wet dry cleaning machine, uses a simple environmentally friendly solution and air pressure to actually clean. Well, the way the machine works is basically what you would do is, once you've got your clothing in there, you're going to turn the machine on. The machine's going to actually put air pressure into the machine. The clothing, as it's spinning, is being beated by the air, and that's going to get out all the dust and dirt. Then the machine's going to actually suck that dust and dirt up and then begin the cleaning process. Once the cleaning process has been done, it's going to put air back into it to alleviate all the wrinkles. This way here, the pressing side of things is a lot easier. And what you can also see here in this room, see all the shoes here?
Yes.
All the leathers and different style boots? These were all washed in the Esporter.
They look brand new.
Absolutely. And once they're washed and dried, okay, they're actually going to be detailed here by our technicians. As you can see right over here, we'll actually even buff and polish the shoes as well as some of the belts, leather belts, and other items that have been washed in the Esporter machine. All right, Maya, let's take a look at our ultrasonic division. Just watch your step, it gets a little crowded over here.
All right.
Okay. Now we're going to take a look at some of the equipment right here behind us. Okay. As you can see, the technicians are starting to unpack and pack some items that have been removed from some homes that have suffered a disaster. Okay. Come on in, we'll show you. Okay. Maya, as you can see, the items right here definitely need to be cleaned. Okay. This is a pre-soak station first. You want to see how it works?
Yes.
All right. Now that it's already been loaded, we're just going to drop it right down into the solution. And I'm going to reach right behind you. We'll get the pumps on. Maya, basically sometimes what you want to do, take a piece out, just see how everything is cleaning off of it. If you have to, just kind of loosen it up. I'm going to say about another minute, we'll be able to remove everything out of here, put it in the ultrasonic. Once we've got it in the ultrasonic, just going to turn it on. Maya, once it's done in the ultrasonic side, we're just going to lift this up, let this drain for a second, then we're going to put it over into the sink, get it all rinsed off before it goes over to the drying side. Once it's dried, that's where the technicians will take a look at it, re-inspect it, make sure it's the quality that we want, then it'll be wrapped up, boxed, labeled, and ready for delivery. Now, once it's rinsed off, just bring it right over here to the dryer. Kind of gives the look of a commercial dishwasher.
Oh yeah.
But just slide it right inside, turn it on, and the machine will take care of it. Once it's dried, it'll come out, it'll be inspected. If it's okay, it's going to be wrapped, boxed, tagged, and ready for delivery. As you can see, Maya, it's clean, there's no residue. It's ready to be wrapped up, boxed, and sent for delivery.
Fire, water, natural disasters, and even mold. We take care of them all, anytime, day or night, from cleanup to reconstruction. When disasters happen, call CleanCare of New England.
Science project failed.
Welcome back to the Clean Care of New England's Disaster Restoration Show. Whether your commercial or residential property has sustained damages due to the negative effects of wind, fire, or water, you can count on Clean Care of New England to restore your property and personal possessions to its pre-disaster condition. 24 hours, 7 days a week. You can call Clean Care of New England at 1-800-892-7124. And now, your hosts of the show, Maya Helena and Bob
What do you say we
Iovino.
head over to the electronics room?
Let's do it.
All right. Well, actually, Rich and Tony have taken apart a computer right now for us. Rich, is that ready to be cleaned? All right, perfect. How about a live demonstration?
Definitely. Let's see it.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
Drive's out, ready to go.
Okay. Maya, what we've got here is our Omega Sonics electronics cleaning. Okay, we've taken apart this computer, we've pulled out the hard drive, everything else in here we can get completely wet.
I didn't think you could get electronics wet.
Well, with the new Omega Sonics, you can. First thing we want to do is take some light air pressure. We're actually going to blow out the system. We want to use the light air pressure to get the soot and dust residue right out of the computer. And now we're going to power wash it. Once it's been washed, take a little bit of light air pressure, just blow off the excess water. And from here, it's going to go into a drying chamber.
I always thought electronics, if they go through a fire or a flood, there was no hope.
Well, that's what's great about the Omega Sonic system. With the technology that they've placed into the system, we now have the ability to clean roughly 95% of all of your electronics. What's great about it is the electronics can be cleaned if the homeowner really wants to keep that piece. But on the flip side of it, for the insurance company, it may be cheaper to actually clean it versus replacing it. So all in all, it can actually help all the parties involved. Hi, what do you say we finish up the day, taking a look at some of the equipment that's outside?
Great.
Okay. Basically what you've got here, this row of trailers, these are our heat trailers. We can utilize these trailers to pump upwards to 160, 180 degree heat temperatures into a structure to help dry it out. Dry out the walls, the floors, this way here, large spaces, dried fast, prevents mold. Now, if you look over here, these two trailers on this side, these are our desiccant trailers. Inside, at the beginning of the tour, we talked about the dehumidifiers. While these here picture extra large commercialized dehumidification units. We'll run tubing from these trailers all through the structure. It's going to take out the moisture, suck the moisture out, and pumps in fresh, dry air.
Great.
Helps dry out a structure as well. Maya, I'd really like to thank you for coming, spending the day with Clean Care of New England. I know we've gone over a lot of information, but hopefully it helped you understand the disaster restoration business a little bit more.
I did. I learned a lot at Clean Care of New England, and please call them today, 1-800-892-7124.
Or visit our website at cleancare.net, and don't forget to like us on Facebook.